All right, Todd, take it away.
I
What's
don't know how
going
I
on
can
in the
follow
market?
that. Wow, how do you follow food and hamburgers and the Boys Burger
Well, you
Club?
could bring food.
Well, or a blanket, right? Probably.
Okay, now make me feel bad.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to December. Today is December 1st, and today we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metropolitan Market statistics for the week ending December 1st. Here we go. 81 days closed on market this past week, a 4.6 month supply. Absorption rate was at 21.62. Average list price this past week, $762,014. Average sale price this past week, $563,089. And our list price to sale price retention at 97.71. Active inventory, this is not a mistake. We only have 24,928 properties available. That's down 4.5% week over week. Pending is sitting at 3,516 and closed units for the month of November. However, this has not yet been vetted, is 5,389. Looking at new listings taken this past week, you can tell the holidays are upon us. 1,125 units is all, down 40% from the prior period. Days on market for active is at 92 and closed at 81. Looking at the lower left-hand side price ranges, you'll see every category other than the $5 million and up took a contraction this past week. And so that brings our total $0 to $600,000 market to 74% of the entire MLS. 600 to 1 million is at 18.60 and 1 million and up at 13.66. So taking a look at the spreadsheet across now, last time we did our market stats was right before Thanksgiving, so that was November 17th. So we're really looking kind of at a 2-week period, but it is still a week-over-week analysis. So new listings taken was 1,125, down again 40%. Now, if we slide our eyes again, you know I do this all the time. In the very center of the chart, we have the same period last year and the same period the year before that. So we took 1,388 listings in 2023. Last year, we only took 1,089. If there's any good lining, it's a little bit more than we took the prior period. So the market is still somewhat similar to what it was last year. Looking at 24,928 available active properties, again, down from 26,095. Why? Well, again, we're just not replacing the inventory at 1,125 per month. We've shrunk this active inventory from 38% more product than we had 2 years ago to now only 14%. And that's, again, because there's more buyers coming back into the marketplace. We haven't, let me go back there. The buyers are actually back in the market. So 408 of those properties are in the coming soon category, 18,611 in the single family detached, 2,730 new home construction, 24,499 non-distressed. And again, we report the distressed inventory on the monthly webinar, but we don't do it during week over week. So looking at pending, these are the buyers, the average number of buyers in the market at any one time. It's really the number of properties in escrow, obviously, without those. But again, the point here is we look at this to kind of use as a barometer for, are there more buyers in the marketplace today than there were before? So just week over week, we've dropped a few, but 3,811 last week was still pretty strong. We were only at 3,045 people in the market last year, so 500 more people are in escrow right now than the same time last year. Look at the year before, 2,630. So we're at 900 more properties in escrow than we were 2 years ago. So, the market did come back after the summer market, as we thought might happen. And we finished November very strong. So we'll get the actual numbers, but it looks like it's going to be about a 2.9% increase in the prior year. So if you look at the green in this red box, you look at the green all the way across to the right, you'll see basically from September, and it actually goes back to August, we've been in a positive, having closed more product than we did the year before, than we did last year. So again, good sign that market did finally come back. We didn't get it in April, May, and June, but we did get it in August, September, October. And again, remember, closed numbers usually take about a 30-day lag because of the fact that, what you close this month typically was written last month or at the very beginning of this month. So again, when you're looking at closed activity, you got to kind of remember that That closed activity is really what took place 3 to 4 weeks ago, not really today. But again, it does show that, what you started finished. 4.63 is the month's supply, again, continuing to drop. We were to 4.23 last year. So again, we're closer to 5, 4.5, and 5. And remember, 4 and under is what? Oh, yeah, a seller's market. 6 and over is a buyer's market. We're nowhere near 6, and we haven't been. So 4.6. The market's reacting as though it's a somewhat of a buyer's market, and buyers agents and buyers are thinking that it is. So they are getting some emblements by going in and picking those properties that are longer days on market. But you saw the days on market, and you're going to see it just again in a second. It's basically almost the same as our active inventory. So active inventory is turning at the same rate as sold inventory. And what we're basically seeing there is that that means that the inventory is fresh. It's not old. That's out there. Median price this past week, $449,990. It was $450 the week before, $434 a year ago. So again, we're staying in that $10,000 difference in valuation over a year over year. And then the final number is the list price to sale price retention at 97.71. We were at 97.41 with 97.81, which is really right on the number last year. But all of December usually means that the prices sell for what would be considered, typical. An average 2% negotiation is what sellers have been expecting, and these results are saying that sellers are paying a 2% negotiation, at least in the last 2 months. So this is something to take into consideration when you're packaging your buyer. So that's the numbers for this week, Mike.
I appreciate it as always.